Hi guys, it's time for some more Kitchen Math. This time we're going to be talking about time zones. And you'll notice that I don't have any math up on my board. In fact, I have a very beautifully drawn circle because I used my blade again. And so let's see why I have this. My circle, because I'm not going to actually draw a globe for you, that's not going to happen. So this is going to be our globe. And for the Earth, for our Earth, the Earth rotates from west to east one time every approximately 24 hours. So if I were the Earth, for me to do this takes 24 hours. For that reason, because the Earth is constantly in motion, the light from the sun is going to hit some people before it hits others. You notice I have two people going around on my globe. We have one up here and one here. So if this is the back side of the Earth, this is the part that's away from the sun, which person is going to feel the warmth of the sun first? If we're moving in that direction, who's going to feel that first? Well, this person is. It will be daylight for this person before it is daylight for this person. And that's the reason we have time zones. For me, the sun will rise before it will rise over here. So it makes sense that morning time for me should be before morning time for this person. So you should have your math books out in front of you, and you're looking at a map of the United States. In the United States, we have 6 time zones, but we're only going to focus on the 4 here on our map. Notice we have Pacific, Mountain, Central, and Eastern. Why don't you go ahead and find South Carolina now and put your finger on South Carolina. If you're not sure where you're looking, you're going to be looking in the Eastern time zone. That's our blue time zone. If you start at the bottom by Florida, move up through Savannah and Atlanta, go a bit to the left, and there's South Carolina. Now that's where you and I live. We live in the Eastern time zone. But my mom lives in the Pacific time zone, all the way over on that peachy color. So move your other hand all the way over to the peachy color and find California, and you'll see Portland. Portland is in Oregon, but my mom lives more in Central Oregon. So our time zones are different. There's a 3-hour difference between my time and my mom's time. So let me have you just do a little bit of simple math. If I'm 3 hours ahead of my mom, because of the different time zones we live, if I wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning and decide I need to call my mom, what time will it be at my mom's house in Oregon? If you say 5 a.m., you're absolutely right, because I'm 3 hours ahead of my mom. 8 minus 3 equals 5. And can I tell you, it better be very, very important if I call my mom at 5 o'clock in the morning. If I call at 8 my time, 5 her time just to chat, she is not going to be very happy with me. So we see we have different time zones because of the rotation of our Earth. We see things at different times. We just celebrated New Year's. Remember, we were still like 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and people more east than us, it was already New Year's for them. It had already happened. So let's look at our time zones right now. Again, you should have your math book right in front of you. So if it's 2 o'clock in the Pacific time zone, moving to the next time zone over, what time is it? It jumps up 1 hour. So if it's 2 o'clock Pacific, you can see the clock, it's 3 o'clock Mountain. Now if we move over to another time zone, which is the Central time zone, where we see Dallas and Little Rock and Chicago, what time is it now? It's 4 o'clock. And then for us in the Eastern time zone, what time is it? 5 o'clock. Absolutely right. So we have time zones because our Earth is in constant motion. And some people are further along in that motion just because of where they live, where they are on the globe. So let's just go ahead and practice a few things. Let's look at page 369, and let's look at our purple area right there where we're talking about our time zones. So let's finish that chart together, and then you'll know exactly what to do for your assignment in your activity book. So notice we have our descending time zones: Pacific, Mountain, Central, Eastern. So if it's 7 a.m. in the Pacific, what time will it be in Mountain? We just go up 1 hour, 8 o'clock. So Central would be 9 o'clock, and Eastern would be 10 o'clock, and that would all be a.m. So let's move to the next one. The next one, the time we have provided for us is the Central Time Zone. And in the Central Time Zone, it's 1:15 p.m. So if we move from Central to Eastern, we go up 1 hour. So we go from 1:15 to 2:15. So your Eastern Time Zone would be 2:15 p.m. Now go back to your 1:15 in your Central. Now we're going backward. So we go from 1:15 to 12:15, right? And then Pacific would be 11:15, and that would all be p.m. Let's look at the next one. This time we have our Mountain Time Zone, and they have 11:30 a.m. So we're starting at our Mountain. Let's go back to our Pacific. We go from 11:30 to 10:30. Absolutely right, and that's a.m. We jump back over to our Mountain, and now we're going forward to our Central. We go from 11:30 to 12:30. Now, are we a.m. or are we p.m. now? Because we've gone afternoon, we are now p.m. We go from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And then we take our last jump into Eastern, which would be 1:30 p.m. Absolutely right. Let's look at our last time zone block. We have our Eastern Time Zone, which is 10:45 p.m. So we're going to Central, which will be 9:45 p.m. Mountain, which would be 8:45 p.m. And then Pacific, which would be 7:45 p.m. Absolutely right. So wherever we're moving, we move. A time zone is an hour. A time zone is an hour. So I think you'll have a very good time with this. I don't think it'll take you very long. I hope you enjoy that. And remember, if you move when you grow up and you move to a different time zone as your parents, make sure you count correctly. You don't want to call them at 5 o'clock in the morning unless it's important. I'll see you guys later. Bye.